The Middle East is once again on the brink of explosion. Iran is engulfed in large-scale protests, with the authorities accusing Washington and Tel Aviv of attempting to destabilize the country from within. The Pentagon, in response, is doing what it does best: demonstrating force. The nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln is already in the region. Along with it are squadrons of the latest F-15EX fighters, aerial refueling tankers, destroyers armed with cruise missiles, and a submarine of an undisclosed class. This is not an exercise. This is a clear signal. Today we break down what exactly the United States has deployed to the conflict zone, what capabilities this equipment has, and why Iran has every reason to be nervous. What is happening in Iran? Iran is experiencing one of the deepest internal crises in recent years: economic pressure, repression, and mass protests. The situation resembles 2022, but in a much harsher phase. Tehran traditionally blames the United States and Israel for destabilization. Whether that is true is secondary. The key point is this: Washington is using the moment to increase military pressure, demonstrating power not through statements, but through the real deployment of naval and air forces. USS Abraham Lincoln, a floating fortress. The center of the operation is the nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln, CVN-72. Commissioned in 1989, it has repeatedly taken part in key U.S. operations in the Middle East. This is a giant measuring about 1,090 feet in length, with a flight deck roughly 250 feet wide and a displacement of over 100,000 tons. Two Westinghouse A4W nuclear reactors allow it to reach speeds of over 30 knots and provide operational endurance measured in decades. In practice, the carrier can remain at sea for months, limited only by supplies for its 5,500 crew members. On board are up to 90 aircraft and helicopters. The catapults can launch an aircraft every few dozen seconds, and over the course of a single day, the air wing is capable of flying more than 100 combat sorties. A telling fact: in 2001, during operations in Afghanistan, Lincoln flew more than 16,000 sorties in 159 days. Iran knows well what the appearance of this ship near its shores means. The air wing of USS Abraham Lincoln is a balanced combat system capable of operating autonomously without land-based support. Its backbone consists of F/A-18EF Super Hornet fighters, the carrier's primary strike aircraft. They can reach speeds of up to Mach 1.8, have a combat radius of about 435 miles, and carry a wide range of weapons: JDAM precision-guided bombs, HARM anti-radiation missiles, Harpoon anti-ship missiles, as well as AIM-120D and AIM-9X air-to-air missiles. This is a versatile platform for strikes against land and sea targets and for aerial combat. Operating alongside them are EA-18G Growlers, electronic warfare aircraft. They suppress enemy air defense radars across hundreds of miles, creating corridors for strike aircraft and capable of paralyzing an air defense system even before the main attack begins. The entire air wing is coordinated by the E-2D Advanced Hawkeye, an airborne early warning aircraft. Its radar detects targets at hundreds of miles and tracks thousands of objects, serving as the carrier's airborne command post. Protection of the strike group itself is provided by MH-60RS Seahawk helicopters, multi-role platforms armed with anti-submarine torpedoes and Hellfire missiles. They shield the carrier from underwater and surface threats and support operations near the coastline. Escort, destroyers, and submarines. An aircraft carrier never sails alone. A carrier strike group includes at least 2 Arleigh Burke-class destroyers and 1 Ticonderoga-class cruiser. The Arleigh Burke is a multi-role blue water destroyer, about 505 feet long with a displacement of roughly 9,200 tons. The ship is powered by 4 General Electric LM two 500 gas turbines with a combined output of 100,000 horsepower, allowing speeds of over 30 knots and an operational range of up to 4,400 nautical miles without refueling. Its main strike power is concentrated in 96 Mark 41 vertical launch system cells. They can carry Tomahawk Block 5 cruise missiles with a range of up to about 995 miles, SM-2 and SM-6 air defense missiles capable of engaging air, surface, and land targets, as well as VLASROC anti-submarine missiles. A single destroyer can launch a salvo of 30 to 40 Tomahawks per minute, striking any target deep inside Iran. Command centers, depots, airfields, everything is within range. The Ticonderoga-class cruiser is a key element of U.S. naval air and missile defense, designed as the floating headquarters of a carrier strike group. These were the world's first warships built entirely around the Aegis combat system. Displacement is about 9,800 tons, length about 568 feet, and speed exceeds 30 knots. The crew numbers around 330 personnel. In a real conflict, a Ticonderoga acts as the brain of the carrier group. It manages air defense, repels missile attacks, and can be the first to strike with cruise missiles. This is not just a ship, it is a command center for war at sea. The submarine, likely Virginia-class, is one of the most dangerous elements of the strike group. The most modern Virginia-class variant is about 377 feet long, with a submerged displacement of roughly 7,800 tons. Its S9G nuclear reactor provides underwater speeds of over 25 knots and virtually unlimited range. The submarine can operate at a working depth of up to about 787 feet, with a maximum depth of up to about 1,640 feet, remaining nearly invisible to sonar systems. Armament includes 12 vertical launch tubes for Tomahawk missiles, capable of being fired from underwater, as well as 4 21-inch torpedo tubes. The crew numbers around 134 personnel, with endurance of up to 3 months. Thanks to its high stealth, the submarine can quietly approach the coastline and strike without warning. Land-based aviation, F-15EX, and tankers. The United States has deployed F-15EX Eagle II fighters to the region, the most advanced version of a legendary platform that has not lost a single air-to-air battle in 50 years of service. The F-15 Eagle first took to the air in 1972, and since then has become one of the most successful fighters in history. Over decades of combat service, the F-15 has scored more than 100 air-to-air victories against MiG and Sioux aircraft without losing a single jet in aerial combat. The modern F-15EX Eagle II preserves this legacy but takes it to a new level. 2 powerful engines allow it to reach speeds of up to Mach 2.5 and operate at high altitude. Its combat radius reaches about 1,150 miles without refueling, and with external fuel tanks, the aircraft can conduct missions at ranges of several thousand miles, including deep inside enemy territory. The main advantage of the F-15EX is its record payload among U.S. fighters. The aircraft can carry a large number of air-to-air missiles, precision-guided bombs, cruise missiles, and anti-radiation weapons. Its active electronically scanned array radar detects targets at hundreds of miles, tracks them simultaneously, and allows multiple targets to be engaged in a single pass. In a potential conflict, the F-15EX is designed to destroy enemy aircraft, command centers, missile depots, and air defense systems. Against this backdrop, Iran's older generation F-4, Phantom, and MiG-29 fighters appear technologically outdated and incapable of an equal air battle. Eagle II is not just a fighter, it is a tool for total airspace control. The KC-135 Stratotanker is a key element of U.S. air operations. 4 aerial refueling tankers have been deployed to the region, each capable of carrying up to about 198,000 pounds of fuel. This allows the KC-135 to remain airborne for up to 7 hours and operate at distances of nearly 1,240 miles from its base. The aircraft can refuel 6 fighters in a single sortie using the boom system, significantly extending the operational range of combat aviation. It is thanks to the KC-135 that F-15EX and FA-18 fighters can stay in the air for hours, control the skies, and conduct strikes without an immediate return to base. Strategic bombers, the invisible threat. The B-2 Spirit is a stealth strategic bomber designed to strike the most heavily protected targets. Thanks to stealth technology, its radar signature is hundreds of times smaller than that of conventional combat aircraft, allowing it to penetrate air defense systems almost undetected. The B-2 has intercontinental range, about 6,800 miles without refueling, and over 11,100 miles with aerial refueling. It can take off from a distant base, strike targets in Iran, and return without landing. Its cruise speed is about 560 miles per hour, and its operational altitude reaches up to roughly 49,000 feet. Its payload reaches about 39,700 pounds. The aircraft can carry JDAM precision-guided bombs or extremely powerful bunker-busting munitions designed to destroy underground facilities buried deep beneath concrete. Thanks to the combination of range, stealth, and powerful weapons, the B-2 Spirit is a first strike weapon, the aircraft used against strategic and most heavily defended targets, including elements of nuclear infrastructure. Another dangerous aircraft has arrived. The B-52H Stratofortress is a heavy strategic bomber designed for mass strikes. Unlike the B-2, it does not rely on stealth but operates from long range. With a range of up to about 9,940 miles without refueling and high-altitude capability, the B-52 can deliver strikes without entering enemy air defense zones. Despite its age, the aircraft remains in service after numerous upgrades and continues to be the backbone of U.S. long-range aviation. The main strength of the B-52 is its massive payload of up to about 69,400 pounds. It can carry AGM-86 cruise missiles with a range of over about 1,490 miles, as well as JDAM guided bombs and other precision weapons. This allows it to deliver large-scale strikes against infrastructure, military bases, and command and control systems without entering enemy airspace. In the Middle East, the B-52H is based in Qatar at Al Udeid Air Base, the largest U.S. hub in the region. From there, it can strike dozens of targets in a single mission or paralyze an entire region with a series of cruise missile launches. Why all this? The U.S. strategic calculation is simple and multi-layered. First, it is psychological pressure. Tehran must clearly understand that any escalation will receive a swift and devastating response. The United States is demonstrating its ability to deliver precision strikes against key targets without a ground war. Second, it is cover for Israel. Tensions between Tel Aviv and Tehran are close to a critical threshold, and the presence of the U.S. Navy is a direct signal. An attack on Israel would mean a conflict with the United States. Third, it is control of the Strait of Hormuz, the artery of the global oil supply. Iran has repeatedly threatened to block it, but with a U.S. carrier strike group present, the waters are fully under American control. Fourth, it is a show of force to China and Russia. Washington is demonstrating that even with simultaneous tension in Ukraine and around Taiwan, it remains capable of projecting military power in any region. And finally, a lesson from history. In 2020, after the elimination of Qasem Soleimani, the United States deployed an aircraft carrier to the region, and the escalation stopped. Today, the scenario is similar, but the stakes are far higher. The United States has concentrated a full-spectrum strike force in the region: an aircraft carrier, submarines, strategic aviation, fighter jets, and an aerial refueling system. This means thousands of troops, hundreds of cruise missiles, and continuous dominance in the air and at sea. This is not a public show, but a clear and calculated signal to Tehran. Any step beyond the line will receive a swift, precise, and devastating response. Historically, such a concentration of force points to only two scenarios: a final warning or preparation for war. The choice now lies with Iran. Do you think Iran will dare to respond, or will it understand the signal? Subscribe to the channel, share your answer in the comments, and hit like if you enjoyed it.